Jennifer Aniston is dating a hypnotist. Yes, you heard that right. America's sweetheart Rachel Green herself is reportedly in a relationship with a man whose job is literally to rewire the human mind. And while fans were busy speculating about Brad Pitt or waiting for a Justin Theroux reunion, Jennifer was quietly building something much deeper, something spiritual, with a man named Jim Curtis. But this isn't just some Hollywood rebound. From secret Instagram clues to cryptic interviews, Jen's been hinting at this connection for months, maybe even longer. And once you see how this all lines up with her personal transformation, the trauma she's healed, the career choices she's made, the pain she's left behind, it suddenly makes perfect sense why she ended up here. Because this isn't just a new romance, it's a complete reset. And what makes it even crazier? The man she's dating might have helped her do it. It all started with a yacht over the 4th of July weekend. Paparazzi caught Jennifer Aniston vacationing in Spain with her longtime bestie, Jason Bateman, and his wife Amanda Anka, but what grabbed everyone's attention wasn't the sun or the sit, was the man quietly standing next to Jen, helping her into a Sprinter van. That man, Jim Curtis. At first glance, he didn't scream Hollywood boyfriend. He wasn't an actor, a musician, or some billionaire tech mogul. He was something far more unexpected, a hypnotist, a wellness coach, a man who helps people change the way they think and feel. The photos published by the Daily Mail on July 7th sent social media into a frenzy. Was this Jennifer's new man? Was this the reason she'd been glowing in recent appearances? At first, her team stayed silent. Denial, no confirmation, just the photos and the speculation. But as fans dug deeper, something became clear. This wasn't some random vacation fling. This was a slow burn connection that had been building behind the scenes. And Jen had been dropping quiet breadcrumbs about it for months. At first it sounded like just another celebrity wellness trend, hypnotherapy. But for Jennifer Aniston, it wasn't a gimmick. It was a lifeline. Back in April, during an interview with Travel Plus Leisure, she casually revealed something that most people completely overlooked. Jen admitted she had an extreme fear of flying. Not just nervousness, full-blown anxiety. The kind that forces you to tap the plane with your right hand, step in with your right foot, and cling to superstitions just to feel safe. But then, something changed. "I've been doing some hypnosis lately," she said, "and suddenly, all those little rituals, gone. I've not been doing the right foot hand, now it's shockingly good." It wasn't just a throwaway comment, it was a confession. Something in her was healing deeply, and that healing wasn't coming from therapy alone. Turns out, the man behind that transformation may have been Jim Curtis himself. On his website, Jim describes himself as a hypnotherapist, NLP practitioner, and Chopra-certified meditation teacher, someone who helps people break free from their past and patterns to create an entirely new reality. Sound familiar? Jen's been talking about shedding toxic energy, letting go of pain, and fully embracing the present for years, but only now do we see who might have been guiding her through it. And when you realize what she's gone through, the betrayals, the media obsession, the constant pressure, it's no wonder she gravitated towards someone who specializes in mental reset, and this is just the beginning. If you've been paying attention, Jennifer Aniston's been telling us something for months. We just didn't realize what. Back in May, she posted a casual Sunday Funday photo dump on Instagram. Most people focused on the snapshots with her close circle: Courtney Cox, Amanda Anka, even Selena Gomez. But sitting quietly on her coffee table, front and center in the first photo, was a book titled Shift, a Quantum Manifestation Guide, co-written by none other than Jim Curtis. Coincidence? Maybe, but it didn't stop there. Jennifer also opened up about her hypnotherapy journey in April, talking about how it helped ease her fear of flying. She described how it pushed her to let go of her old superstitions, something she'd clung to for decades. But here's the twist. One of Jim Curtis's core teachings is about breaking behavioral patterns and emotional trauma through hypnosis. And if that still feels like a stretch, consider this: Jennifer's Instagram aesthetic. Once all about sleek minimalism and brand collapse, has shifted to include more mindfulness, more books, more personal rituals. Exactly the type of energy Jim promotes on his own platform. It's almost like Jen wasn't just falling in love. She was realigning her entire mindset and leaving us subtle breadcrumbs the whole way. Jennifer Aniston has dated some of the biggest names in Hollywood: Brad Pitt, John Mayer, Justin Theroux, actors, musicians, directors, all very public. But Jim Curtis? He's a completely different story. No red carpet history, no headline-grabbing exes, no Hollywood drama. just a deeply spiritual man who's built his career on helping people unlearn trauma and reshape their internal world. He's more likely to be found leading a breathwork seminar than walking into a premiere. And maybe that's exactly what Jennifer needed. After years of living under the paparazzi microscope and surviving one of the most public breakups in celebrity history, it's no surprise she gravitated towards someone grounded, quiet, and healing. Someone who wasn't chasing fame but helping people escape from it. According to his official bio, Jim is a certified hypnotherapist, an NLP neuro-linguistic programming expert, and a chakra meditation teacher. He talks about energy, transformation, emotional liberation. He helps people rewire their identity. And when you look at Jen's own evolution from the bubbly sitcom star to a powerful private woman who refuses to let the media define her, Jim's influence starts to make sense. Because while the world is obsessed with her past, it seems like Jennifer is finally building her future. And this time, it's on her terms to understand why this new relationship matters so much. You have to look at the pain Jennifer's carried quietly for decades. She's been through it all too. High-profile divorces, a relentless media obsession with her body, and years of cruel tabloid headlines framing her as unlucky in love. But the real hurt started long before any of that. Jennifer's relationship with her mother, Nancy Dow, was famously strained. Her mom, a former model, was critical, unforgiving, and, in Jen's own words, missing what was actually important. The pain from that relationship ran so deep, they were estranged for years. Nancy even wrote a tell-all book about their struggles of betrayal. Jennifer never forgot, and then came the heartbreaks. Brad Pitt, Justin Theroux, John Mayer. Every breakup was dissected in public, like it was entertainment. Every time she stepped out alone, rumors of pregnancy or loneliness followed. Yet through all that, Jen never played the victim. She stayed graceful, silent, and guarded. But now, with Jim Curtis, something feels different. He's not trying to fix her. He's helping her heal herself. In past interviews, Jennifer has talked about the power of therapy and forgiveness. She's said, "I'm a forgiving person. Otherwise, it just builds up like toxic waste." And now, with someone like Jim whose life's work is helping people let go of emotional burdens, Jen's not just surviving her past, she's finally rising above it. This relationship isn't flashy, it's healing. And that makes it the most real one she's had in years. Jennifer Aniston's inner circle has always been tight, loyal, and fiercely protective. Over the years, she's surrounded herself with people who've been through the storms with her, like Courtney Cox, Jason Bateman, and her longtime producing partner Kristen Hahn. So when photos of Jim Curtis surfaced, fans weren't the only ones paying attention. Her friends were watching too. Sources close to Jen say her friends have known about Jim for a while, but they've kept things quiet out of respect for her privacy. It's not like the old days. There's no rush to plaster their relationship all over the headlines. If anything, this time Jen's been the one setting the pace, and that's a big deal. In the past, her romances often became public spectacles, followed by speculation, pressure, and eventually, public fallout. But this time, her friends are reportedly supportive, not just because Jim treats her well, but because he's not chasing clout. Amanda Anka, Jason Bateman's wife, who's often seen traveling with Jen, is said to be one of the people who quietly encouraged this relationship. Amanda and Jen have been close for years, and it's no coincidence that Jim appeared on a trip where Amanda was also present. It's as if Jen's friends are softly passing the torch, welcoming Jim, not just into her life, but into their trusted circle. And if they're embracing him, that says a lot. There's something about this chapter of Jennifer Aniston's life that just feels different. Maybe it's her age. Maybe it's everything she's already been through. But this time, Jen isn't trying to prove anything to the media, to the public, or even to herself. She's not chasing a fairy tale. She's building peace. This relationship with Jim Curtis isn't about glamour or status. It's about alignment. Emotional, spiritual, and personal. He's not Hollywood royalty. He's not her co-star. He's not famous. He's real. And in a world where Jennifer has spent decades being everyone's ideal woman, maybe what she needs most is to just be herself. Fans have noticed how much calmer and more grounded Jen has seemed lately. Whether she's sharing book recs, posting silly dog pics, or talking about meditation and healing, there's a softness that wasn't always there. It's like she's finally exhaled, and it's not because she found someone to complete her. It's because she found someone who doesn't need her to be anything but authentic. After a lifetime of being defined by others, by tabloids, by roles, by relationships, Jennifer Aniston is finally living a life on her own frequency. And Jim, he's not leading the show. He's just walking beside her. Even now, decades into her career, the media can't resist dragging Jennifer Aniston back into the same old headlines. Every time she steps out, there's a whisper. Is she finally happy? Is she pregnant? Is Brad jealous? It's like the world refuses to believe a woman can be whole without fitting into their perfect little narrative. But here's the thing. Jen stopped playing that game a long time ago. In 2016, she wrote an op-ed that shook Hollywood to its core. Titled For the Record, it was her declaration of independence from gossip, from scrutiny, from the toxic obsession with her love life and body. We are complete with or without a mate, with or without a child, she wrote. We get to determine our own happily ever after for ourselves. And that was the shift. Since then, Jen's been doing life her way. Quiet vacations, close friends, dogs healing, meditation, boundaries. So when people question this new relationship with Jim Curtis, asking if it's real, or if it'll last, they're asking the wrong questions, because Jennifer Aniston doesn't need a headline romance. She needs peace. And maybe that's the real love story here, not just between Jen and Jim, but between Jen and herself. After everything the world tried to write for her, she's finally holding the pen, and the chapter she's writing now, it's the most honest one yet. Jennifer Aniston's story isn't some Hollywood fantasy. It's raw, it's real, and it's still being written. She's been the heartbroken ex, the misunderstood friend, the media's favorite headline. But now, she's finally stepping into a chapter that she owns, one that's quiet, intentional, and maybe, just maybe, filled with the kind of love that doesn't need to shout. So whether this thing with Jim Curtis lasts or not, one thing's clear: Jen isn't waiting to be rescued. She's already saved herself, and honestly, that's the kind of story worth watching.